The mind's still on the Asia Cup, but half an eye already at what will be the first home test series of the Shubman Gill era. India is set to pick their squad for the two-match series against West Indies, which will also be the first time since 2011 they go into a home test without one R Ashwin. What can we expect from this squad selection? We've got Varun Aaron and Akash Chopra with us. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. I've mentioned the spinner, but we have to talk about the fast bowler first. Jasprit Bumrah. Will he, won't he? Is this one of those series which he skips as part of workload management?
I don't think so. I think he will be playing this series because they have been. The reason they were managing his workload in England is obviously so that he can play as many test matches for India or as many test series for India. If they were going to rest him here, then they would have played him in England maybe 4 out of the 5 tests. So I think Bumrah is definitely going to feature.
The calendar is quite back to back.
Actually, I am of a different opinion actually. I think Jasprit will miss this one. If you were to miss something in the packed schedule, see 28th is the Asia Cup finals.
That's right.
And 2nd October is when you start the first test match versus the West Indies.
Correct.
And after which you go to Australia for a white ball series, then South Africa come home. It's a slightly more competitive kind of series. I'm not disrespecting the West Indian challenge, but between the two, you'd have to actually focus a bit more on South Africa, the current WTC champions. Then you've got New Zealand, and then there is the World Cup, followed by the IPL. Let's leave the IPL aside for the time being. But 28th, if he's playing the finals, I mean, Bumrah won't be playing. Bumrah's test cricket, I mean, it's not going to happen every time India takes field in white flannels. It's not going to be the case. So if this series, definitely the first test match. I don't see Bumrah being a part of it, let alone playing in the 11.
I was talking about the series. I definitely think he's going to be part of the series. Now, we don't know if it's going to be 1 test matches or 2.
Maybe he missed both. I mean, I won't mind if he misses both. No,
right.
That's it, India. India test matches versus the West Indies. I mean, if you have to miss something, miss this.
It is a tough and tricky call, and you'd think after last year, no home test series will be seen as an easy series, given what happened when New Zealand were here. No more mention of that series. But regardless of whether Bumrah is there or not, how many pacers in a squad for what is a 2-match test series, and who would they be for you?
I think not more than 3 because I think Nitish Kumar Reddy is going to be a certainty if he proves his fitness in the ongoing India A game. So according to me, there's going to be Bumrah, Siraj and Prasidh. Akashdeep, again, there are a few question marks over his fitness, so we can never be too sure. But for me, there are going to be 3 fast bowlers plus Nitish Kumar Reddy, and then obviously the spinners.
Akash?
So I'm going Siraj, Prasidh and Akashdeep.
Siraj, Prasidh, Akashdeep.
So, but the number is the same, 3.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Reddy, it's worth considering Nitish Reddy has been an extremely vital player for India in the last 2 series they've played, which were Australia and England. Is there that much of a role for that player when you play at home, when there are 3 spin bowling all-rounders who are part of the setup in Jadeja, Washington and Aksar?
No. I mean, because you don't need a batter who can bowl, because that's how he's been used so far. If you were to look at the batting lineup, of course, there will be no Rishabh Pant is what we are hearing. Yeah. So that weakens the batting a little, because he's a very important cog in India's test match scheme of things. But if he's not there, you may want to start considering Nitish Kumar Reddy at number 6, if that is the number that you want to assign to him. But his role definitely diminishes with the 3 spinners. I mean, Kuldeep, then there is Jadeja, there is also Akshar Patel, then there is Washington Sundar. So at least 3 of these 4 are going to play every single game. So how much bowling can actually a pacer is going to do? I'm thinking about even the frontline pacers. How many overs are they going to give you in a test match day? Not a lot between the 2 of them. 3rd pacer is a luxury.
Do you see a Reddy in the side even if there isn't that much of a role for the bowling side of his game?
Look, the team combination completely depends on what kind of wickets they play on. Yeah, from the outside we can say that he might not have a role. But it again, when you see what kind of wicket India is going to choose to play on, that's going to be key if Nitish Kumar Reddy is going to play or not. We know that there was a period when India played on sporty. When I say sporty, I mean not complete turners for a period. We don't know how Gambhir and Gill are going to operate, because this is Gill's first home series. So it all depends on the kind of wicket. If the wicket is more on the sportier side, where we're going to see 5 days of Test cricket, then Reddy has a shot at getting a chance.
All right. The spinners do pick themselves, the four that you mentioned.
Yeah.
The question, I guess, we'll keep asking till the first test happens. Will Kuldeep Yadav get a game?
He has to get a game now. If he doesn't get a game, that is like, it'll be a travesty. You will have to at some stage say that Test cricket is for the purists, and Kuldeep Yadav ideally should have played a couple of games in the England series as well. Didn't get a single one, but here 100% he has to be in the starting 11.
His role perhaps more pronounced now that while India have had their all-rounders and spin all-rounders, there was always one R. Ashwin playing every single home test. So in his absence, you want that potent threat in the playing 11.
100%, and we see his wicket-taking ability every time he takes the field. In the ongoing Asia Cup, he's come in, gotten wickets at regular intervals. Always that bowler who's going to get you wickets. India I completely agree with Akash bhai, at certain instances in England, they did miss his services. They did miss a genuine wicket taker, and he's been hungry. He's showed how much his hunger's done him good in the Asia Cup, and I think he's definitely going to be playing from their first test.
All right, let's talk specialist batters now. And you think 4 are more or less certain for the playing 11. Rishabh Pant is not likely to be part of this side. So Dhruv Jurel, the likely wicketkeeper. So Rahul, Jaiswal, Shubman Gill at 4, and Jurel wherever he bats. So let's first look at the batting positions within the 11 before we think of the squad. Number 3, Sai Sudarshan to continue.
I mean, he has to continue. That's what I feel. Yes, he hasn't really set the world on fire, but he showed enough glimpses of the talent that he has. And if you're backing somebody in England to make his test debut, it is your duty now to actually back him when conditions are more conducive to batting. So you need to bring that guy back in, put him in the same spot and allow him to score runs and flourish, because England was a tough test for everyone. This was their first tour. For Sai, it was actually his debut, and then he batted and then got dropped, then came back again. It hasn't been easy, so I'll go ahead with Sai at 3.
You'd think, depending on how India, of course, frame their all-rounders and how many they go with, there could be another opening at 5. Because if you don't want a Jurel or a Jadeja batting as high up as 5, then there's room for another specialist batter. Who to use the front runner for that?
I mean, Abhimanyu Eashwaran has been sitting on the sidelines for eternity, and he's just been drooling at the opportunity of getting a game, and that's never ever happened. So I think finally this is going to be the series where he gets a game. I wouldn't say in what capacity, in which number, but I think India have to play him, have to give him a chance at some stage.
But if you've got KL, are you changing the openers, Jaiswal and Rahul?
Not at all. They stay the
same. And
same.
Sai Sudarshan at 3. Does that?
He's not sure for Sai at 3, I guess.
No, Sai will definitely play at 3, but
so how do you make room for Abhimanyu Eashwaran?
He's going to have to maybe change his position. Otherwise, because if you look at this top order, it's never going to change, according to me. Because you have, never say never. Yeah, never say never. But it looks so solid because they've just had a really good series in England, and then Abhimanyu Eashwaran is always going to be sitting out. So it could be one of those cases where you have a chat with a genuine opener and ask him if you would like to have a go at the middle order. Because if you see the way they used Karun Nair, he was at 3, then at 5. There was a lot of moving around. So you never know.
Where do you stand on this?
See, Eashwaran will be a part of the squad, but I don't see Eashwaran playing any number below the top 3. I don't see him at 5 or 6. If it is 5 or 6, if an opening comes up, first choice has to be actually Sarfaraz Khan, because I think a judgment has been made without even giving him proper chances to fail or succeed. The BGT, the England tour, he was a part of the A tour, got some runs, and then didn't feature in the main team ever. Never has been a part of a conversation. Yes, I know he's nursing an injury, but I don't know of his availability. If he's available, he must at some stage. You need to say, okay, fine, play. I mean, these are the conditions where he actually does well. And if you're convinced that he's not going to do anything anywhere else, then don't take him to England as an India A player or in the BGT as your main player, like one of the 15 or 16 that you may have picked. So Sarfaraz Khan, just by the virtue of continuity and I mean, whoever was picked first was Sarfaraz. Otherwise, it's Devdutt Padikkal, somebody who's actually competent enough to bat at any number. He's not bound to 3. He can bat at 5 with Jurel batting at 6. That is an option, and recently scored a big 150 against the Australia side in the monthly day game as well. So I'm assuming that he's the front runner, but quite interestingly, we've not spoken about Nair. Because Karun Nair was someone who was there in England, but having not been picked for the A team for the multi-day game, I think that has pretty much written his destiny. Fair or unfair, I won't really say anything on that one. And Shreyas Iyer not contributing at all with the bat and missing the last game for whatever reasons we'll get to know in good time. Because the 3 innings that he played, it had, I think, single-digit scores. So if he hasn't scored runs for the A team, then I thought he had a real chance, a real shot at getting back into the test side. But this multi-day A games, they haven't really gone his way.
All right. So outside of the top 4 that we've picked, Rahul Jaiswal, Sai Sudarshan, Gill, and there's Jurel somewhere in the batting lineup. If India have to have 2 batters in the squad to either bat at number 5 or be a backup for any batting position, who would those 2 be for you? You've said Ishwaran as one.
I've said Ishwaran as one. It's just one of those situations where how much can you keep benching somebody?
Yeah.
How many series are you going to keep benching him? Because again, coming back to the same point, the top 4 looks very, very solid. I don't see him getting a look in at the top 4 at least for the next 2 series. So again, it just begs the question: how much are you going to bench him? Then you obviously have Ishwaran and Devdutt Padikkal is again somebody who's in form, just got a big century against Australia A. He's definitely the other guy I'm going to look at.
And you are saying Padikkal,
Sarfaraz
and Sarfaraz.
No, Ishwaran is going to be in the squad.
In the squad.
I'm not discarding. The only thing is that at 3, I think Sai hasn't sealed the deal yet. So the jury is still out.
I think he will seal the deal.
That's what I also feel is far too talented to actually miss out, and these are the easier opportunities. But God forbid, if that doesn't happen, then that opening actually comes in for Abhimanyu Ishwaran. It is not fair, it is unfair, it is hard, it is tough, but that's the sad reality.
All right, final question, and this can be a rapid fire. A home series of 2 matches which is not even lasting 2 weeks. What should the squad strength be?
15 members, because you're playing a home series. If you need a replacement in the second test, you can always call somebody from their home in a home series.
15 is good actually.
Yeah.
15 is good.
It was 17 the last time India played a home series. That was against New Zealand. That includes what may have been 1 or 2 replacements. Let's see which way this goes. Varun, Akash, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.